So apparently Jack, apparently back from holiday. I wonder if he is going to be on farm. I know that he's not expecting to be on farm. He told me, when I asked him if he wanted to play a show match, he told me he's washed right now. So he's going to be rubbish. But yes, he said, I'm going to be bad, but yes. Okay, so we won 3-0 today, and I just realized Jory is raided. Why do I never get any raid notifications? That's so annoying. But yeah, Joryus, thanks for the raid. I appreciate that. Hopefully you had a good stream, man. Thanks for playing today. Tough match. It's really hard to play one's show matches when you're live streaming. Even I think he was streaming with no mic and no camera, but even still, you know, it's still very, very difficult to do a show match when you're live streaming, as evidenced by Scrubkiller many times in the past. He played a ton of show matches historically, both while streaming and while not streaming, and the ones when he's not streaming were always far better. I think as a case study, we can apply that to the majority of players. Alright, well, apparently back from holidays, off to a very good start here. You know, I talked in the previous show match that we just casted about one really risky air dribble mind game that Roas went for, where he was kind of underneath the ball. Jack showing us the safe version there. It's a air dribble fake, but it has a 50-50 behind it, and it also has a flip reset behind it, so he's got options there on the landing as well. I told Jack in response to him saying that he's washed right now, I told him that no, he's insane, and you know, he did really well in Twitch Rivals. You know, they nearly beat us in the normal Rocket League game. Oh, what goal by Jack. Hey, yeah, I told him he did really well in Twitch Rivals. This is the kind of stuff that I was up against in Twitch Rivals. We had to beat this guy. What a shot. Toxic, not expecting that one at all. I think if he was just a little bit more on the inside of the goal line, he would have had that without any issues, but he did not expect Jack to have that much of an angle on it with the ground double. Yeah, I did tell Jack to bring his kickoffs, bring his best kickoffs, because Toxic is known as one of the best kickoffs in the world. I think Toxic and KV1 really at the during the last season made the biggest names for themselves with kickoffs, and Jan was able to destroy KV1 recently. Maybe Jack can do a similar thing to Toxic today and show that he's got the tools to handle Toxic's vast kickoff repertoire. But the main issue when you play against Toxic is that he's got one of the cleanest wave dash recoveries in the game. He's very quick with it, he's very consistent with it. It's very hard to get kickoff goals against him, because if he feels like just not conceding, he's just going to go for a wave dash recovery. And unlike, you know, Jorias in the last game, no disrespect to Jorias, but, you know, unlike Jorias in the last game, he's not going to struggle to get that perfect connection behind the ball, because he does it all the time. He practices it all the time. But again, I'm not saying that to talk bad on Jorias at all. I think the fact that he tried it is a good idea, and the fact it didn't work was just a very, very small margin for error, not a lot in it. Yeah, I saw in Civic's tweet saying, "Should I make a new team today?" That was pretty cool. I don't know what he's got planned, but I hope he's gonna be able to do that. So Jack, so far so good in dealing with Toxic's kickoffs. You know, Jack's one of those players who says that he needs to be active, he needs to be playing all the time in order to be good at the game. He can't play on low hours. Oh, look at this. That's the most gentle pop bump you're ever going to see. And that one was scored with love. Jack just pops him onto the net and says, "Come on, Toxic, give me a hug. Let's just be friends." Absolute genius from Jack. The scary thing is, Jack knows how to launch a flick into the roof of the net from that range as well. Oh, what a play by Toxic. To see him lean back at the end of that dodge there, just to get a slight touch on the ball, deny Jack an early effort on net. Now he's got a good reset for himself. Oh, maybe not actually, because it looked like he tried to use one. He's managed to score anyway. But Jack definitely expected a flip into the ball here. It looked like he got the reset. It looked like he was planning for a big flick to the top shelf. And then he actually just fell over and got up in time to pop the ball top corner. I think Jack probably could have saved that as well. He didn't expect Toxic to just shoot that one first time. Bizarre couple of goals from both players. Now creativity through the roof from Toxic. He's landed underneath Jack here. Intentionally, of course. Jack using what little boost he had left to keep the ball away from danger just briefly. He's done well here. Jack might actually be through on goal. Depends on Toxic's recovery. It's going to be a good one. Toxic quickly back to the ball. Jack playing for the demo. That's a really smart move by Jack. He, you know, it says many times when I cast with him on my stream when we're watching high level ones together. One of the things that he always talks about, or one of the things he always loudly exclaims, is maybe a better term, is why isn't he going for a demo? You know, Jack's very good at noticing moments where he can go for a demo and there's no risk whatsoever, that he can just try and demo the other player and there's not really anything they can do about it. That wasn't one of those moments. He tried to be sneaky with that one, tried to come up behind Toxic and demo him before the counterattack started, but as you can see, his timing was a little bit off in that one. But yeah, he does like to look for those positions. He likes to sneak in from the defensive blind spots. He likes to fake challenges and instead just drive right through the ball into his opponent. And, you know, most importantly, I think the biggest... Oh, what a play by Jack. Wave dash landing clean as you like. And very quick shot as well. But, you know, the most important place to look for demos is when your opponent is about to land. When your opponent is coming down from an air dribble, or when your opponent is dodging and you're kind of in the area, or you think they're going to dodge, that's the moment you need to be looking for demos, and it's the time that Jack is always on the lookout for them. That was a beautiful, beautiful wave dash recovery there from Toxic. Both players going for it. It's not a lot of impact on the ball when these two do it. No flip reset there for Toxic. Jack challenging him at the key moment, which was of course when your opponent's about to land. If they don't have a flip available, just challenge them when they're about to land on the ground, because that's the one moment that they can't really do anything with the ball. They can hit it when they're in the air, they can hit it or they can get control of it and flick it over you once they're on the ground, but they can't actually move their car for a brief moment when they're landing. So that's when Jack chose to challenge. Oh dear, Toxic's beamed it. Not that he had a good position for himself anyway, but he could have made that a little bit more tricky for Jack. He missed every single small boost pad on his way back to goal there. That was the main issue. Had to rush. Zeki89, thanks to the 3-month Prime. Really appreciate it, man. Welcome back to the channel. It's far from over here in Game 1. Toxic and Jack have been banging goals into the net. Jack tried to delay a kickoff there. Toxic countering with an extremely late dodge into the ball. Followed through, dunked on him. Doubt Jack's going to try that again this game. Might try and catch Toxic going for a boost. Toxic knew better than to do that. This is a great position for Jack. First touch. Bit heavy though. He's maybe going to have to play for the boost steal. That's indeed what he's going for here. And there it is. Jack on the lookout for the demos when his opponent's landing. And the big mind game nearly connects. Toxic's not got enough boost to really punish Jack here for missing. And an easy shot for Jack will back Toxic up once again. And he's got full control here. Full boost control. Oh, never mind. Thought he had full control, but he's put himself in a bit of a dangerous position there. That was careless. That was unnecessary there from Jack. He didn't hold power slide in his landing, so you can see he lost all of his momentum. If he'd held power slide there, he would have had a bit of reverse momentum, put a bit more distance between himself and the ball, and had a run up to challenge once again. Look at the composure though from Jack. Even with 12 boosts to his name, he is still calm as you like. With his opponent right next to him, trying to threaten demos. Oh dear, a bit more casual play from Jack though. That's his second goal that he's conceded, which he really did not need to concede. It's a good play by Toxic to capitalize on Jack's pedestrian defense, but wow, I did not think Jack was going to throw away 2 goals that easily. These were goals that he absolutely should have prevented. He's going to be back in front with just 18 seconds left though. Extremely, extremely high scoring game here. Both players tried to pressure the ball with a low boost over and over again. What's Toxic got in store? Oh, he didn't get the wave dash off. Jack was right in front of him. The wave dash just turned into a dodge on the spot. Toxic just lunges in the closing stages. Jack didn't expect it. He thought that was going to be a fake challenge. He's going to be back in time to handle the remaining opportunities without any issues. Jack does get the Game 1 win. I think it maybe should have been a bit easier than this after building a 3-goal lead for himself late in the game. But he did hold on anyway. No, Toxic is a different player from Tox, the German pro player. Toxic is an English player. He's mainly known for his 1v1 game. Although, he's also very good at 2v2, and I think he's got potential to be a 3s pro one day if he just finds the right team. Just need the right team and the right attitude. It's rare to see Toxic messing up a wave dash recovery kickoff there, but you can see what happens when you accidentally jump onto the ball and hit it a bit too high. Your car kind of just bounces up in the air, and the key to a wave dash recovery kickoff is hitting the ball just underneath its center of mass vertically so that you bounce back down into the ground and get the wave dash off as quickly as you can. Nice shot there though from Toxic. Jack left stranded after just a brief interaction there. Yeah, there was nothing he could do on that play. Toxic did well, tripped him up and quickly got the shot off. Shelby, thanks for swinging by from YouTube. Glad to have you. If you do catch show matches on Twitch, you usually see them a couple of days before they end up on YouTube, as they're one a day on YouTube, and I usually cast more than one when I am streaming. So yeah, be sure to swing by, especially all of you YouTube viewers who do have an Amazon Prime account. This is the best free way to support your favorite content creators, is just to connect your Amazon Prime account to a Twitch account. It only takes a couple of minutes, and then you can subscribe to your favorite Twitch streamer for free every single month. Well, it's obviously not completely for free, because you do have to pay for Amazon Prime, but you know, there's more Amazon Prime accounts in the world than there are Twitch Prime subs being used every month, and together we can stop that. Literally, like taking money from a baby's ass. Sorry, that was terrible. Bridges UK, thanks to the Prime. Speaking of, and also Real Nerdy Beast, thanks to the Prime. Oh dear. Well, Toxic, not going to want to see that one again. He'll be glad that they don't show replays of open net misses. At least I think he missed an open net. I looked briefly at my chat, and then I looked back to see the ball clank in the bar, and Toxic in a position that looked like he did just bean it. Am I correct? That's a great shot from Jack. Toxic jumping with full knowledge that it was pretty close to the goal. Beautiful wave dash off the 50-50 there from Jack. But Toxic's hard read him on that play. Shot doesn't have enough juice on it to make it to the goal. Invisible Gamer, thanks to the Prime. Mr. Epis, thanks to the 3-month Prime. Thanks to the reminder, he says. No problem. Glad to remind you. I need reminders myself, so I'm glad to give reminders as well. Because most of the times that I've used my Twitch Prime sub is when the streamer says, remember to check and see if your Prime is up. And then I'm like, oh yeah. And anytime that happens, I just use it in whatever stream I'm in. Because I'm like, fair enough. If you didn't tell me, I wouldn't know. So you can have it. Ushka, thanks to the Prime as well. Welcome back to you. Slippy412, thanks to the Prime. 4 months. The Drinster, thanks to the Prime. Well, you guys really all had your Primes available. That's insane. Yeah, like I said, it's the most free way to support a content creator on Twitch. Uh-oh. Well, Toxic's gone. Jack can take his time here, and he is taking his sweet time. In fact, he almost took too much time. But not too much time at the end of the day, just the perfect amount of time. Apparently Jack is never late. He arrives precisely when he means to. Oh, what goal! Jack slams it in his top corner as he tries to fake a kickoff and fails quite miserably. Toxic just trying to get the boost steal there by putting Jack in a precarious position, but he got more than he could bargain for. Sean RL, thanks to the Prime. Nads08, thanks to the Prime. JK Sizzle, thanks to the Prime. Donnie the Dead, thanks to the 4-month Prime. My goodness, that's a lot of Primes. I didn't expect that return on investment from talking about Prime, but worth it. Worth it every time. Wallslide as well, thanks to the 36-month Prime. Welcome back to you. Toxic's back in the game. Very low scoring game compared to game 1. We've had midfield back and forth for extended periods of time, but now a bit of a flurry of goals in both directions. Jack now shooting and expecting Toxic to make a save, but actually Toxic misses. Not for the first time today. He's jumped and missed the ball. And again, he jumps and misses the ball. And, you know, these aren't shots on target, but he really needs to hit the ball there at the same time as it hits the back wall in order to get more distance on it so that it goes over the top of Jack's head or has a chance of going past him in the midfield. The fact that he's jumping and failing to make any contact at all is just keeping the ball a little bit closer to danger and wasting boost. So, less than ideal for Toxic. Oh my goodness. What is going on? Wall slide thanks to this 36-month prime. 8-month prime from Raspy Dabod. Also Ace D Ward thanks to the prime. And Arctic Fox. And I Love You Rain thanks to the 6-month prime as well. You guys are all far too kind. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you're enjoying the Showmatch content today. Seen a lot of people talking about the new season announcement. As expected, it did just drop. I've already, given my brief thoughts on the new season announcement at the start of the stream today. So just head over to the start of the VOD and watch it later if you want to know my thoughts on it. If this match finishes before Game 5, I'll have another couple of minutes to briefly summarize. I could see this one going the distance. Jack with an edge at the moment, but Toxic's mistakes are not difficult to fix. He could be succeeding a lot more in this matchup. He just plays a little bit more calmly in defense. That was a monster flick though from Jack. From close range, impossible to save that one. Half flip kickoff from Jack. Toxic's trying to get the ball to the back corner, but he's got to move. Jack's right on top of him. So yeah, almost a hard counter there from Toxic. He had the right idea, getting around the ball and taking it back. Unfortunately, he didn't do it quickly enough, and you can see the problem when you don't do it quickly enough. Your opponent can really get right on top of you very quickly, and that means that they can try and demo you as you turn, they can try and dunk on you as you turn. It's exactly what Jack did there. Oh, well done. Look at Toxic's ability to read Jack's shenanigans on the diagonal spawn, though. That's the second time this game that he's spotted Jack being cheeky. Jack... did he just beat his approach there? He might have just messed up his approach. I'm not sure if that was intentional. Looked a bit awkward. Either way, well done from Toxic to spot that behind the ball. He's not read this one, though. Jack with this delayed kickoff puts himself 3 goals up again. This is the kind of thing I wanted Jorius to do in the last match against Rawas. I wanted him to be just mixing up the timing of his arrival at the ball instead of just trying to get to the ball at the same time every single play and give Rawas a chance to just get into a rhythm. I mean, this is causing goals to go in both nets. Turnabout almost. Great job by Toxic there, barreling through the outplay and bumping Jack away from the ball. Guts the Berserker, thanks to the brand new Prime. Welcome to the channel. Toxic's actually back within 1 here. Is Jack being a bit too cheeky, perhaps? I mean, he's sticking to his guns. He's trying weird kickoffs every single time, but when I ask players to do weird kickoffs or suggest that they do weird kickoffs, I don't often mean every time. It's usually better to throw in a regular kickoff every now and then at a bare minimum, and that's what Jack's done here. It's worked out first time. Calls the bluff on Toxic's clear and scores his 8th goal of the game. That's phenomenal game knowledge from Jack here. He knows that Toxic doesn't really want to be clearing the ball with that touch, because with the limited boost that he had available, it's going to be conceding possession and indeed conceding the game. So Jack stayed right up next to him, and then he trolled again on the next kickoff. What on earth is Jack doing? I don't understand what I'm watching. All Jack had to do is hit the ball and it's probably game over, but no, he just flies right past it. Okay, Jack, what you got this time? I dare you, delay the kickoff again. Okay, this time Toxic has delayed the kickoff. It's going to be fine though. Jack's back and wins game 2. One of the most bizarre games I've ever seen, but I mean, if nothing else, this goes to show that it is viable to sometimes mix up your timing in the kickoff. Jack did get some goals from these weird kickoff strategies, but I think he overdid it. I think he massively overdid it there. He probably should have gone back and forth between normal and weird. Just keep Toxic guessing completely. I think Jack, more than anything, is just experimenting though. He's having some fun here. He's trying to figure out what works against Toxic, trying to figure out how to beat one of the best in the game from the center circle. Bowser RL, thanks to the 3-month Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Empathy GG's, thanks to the 3-month Tier 1. Welcome back to you as well. Ooh, that was nearly clean from Jack. He intelligently goes back to his goal straight away here. Toxic's coming for him though with a double reset. Jack just not able to get back to the ball in time. That was a valiant effort. In it goes. Double reset dunk from Toxic. Jack nearly saved that, and Toxic wasn't getting back to the ball again, so if Jack did get a touch on that, it was going to probably stay out of the net. Huge plays by both players. Big shot from Toxic. He's up 2-0. Alright, Jack, what did you learn from all those weird kickoffs that you were crafting in the lab last game? Now's the time to see which one you liked best. I don't think it's going to be the big delay. The big delay just gave, on the diagonal spawn at least, just gave Toxic a chance to shoot directly, which he gladly took 2 times and scored both times. You got to remember, the half flip kickoff somewhat worked for Jack. You might be afraid to do that one again though, because Toxic almost countered it first try. Oh, that's gorgeous. Beautiful control from Jack. Toxic. Close, but no cigar on the save. He had plenty boost to defend with, but Jack just kept on graciously lifting the ball over his head. Zhao 2K Joes, thanks to the brand new Prime. Hopefully I said that name right. It's a bit of a confusing one. Oh, Jack's missed the boost here. Managed to reverse over it well. Jumping over to potential demo. Thought about going for one of his own there, and then thought better of it as Toxic appeared to be landing with a lot of speed. Jack trying to flip reset into a bump. He's not got a lot of pace on the recovery here. Toxic's surely going to walk in an open net. Indeed he does. Didn't look all that confident, mind you. But an open net is an open net, and a goal is a goal. You think Jack's benefiting from the extended break buff? Yeah, I think the extended break... Jack? Hello? Not sure if he's benefiting from the extended break buff. I don't think there necessarily is an extended break buff. I was talking to Smellsworth about this recently. We're trying to theory craft why is it that sometimes you take a big break from Rocket League, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and then you come back and the very first day that you're playing, you feel like you're actually playing pretty well. You know, I personally have never really thought that I am definitely playing better than before. But I think it's probably a mentality thing, and yes, I think Smellsworth is suggested to me that it's probably because you have lower expectations for yourself. You know, if you've been grinding Rocket League 10 hours a day for a whole week, and then you log on, and first game you play, you're just completely atrocious, you're probably thinking to yourself that you're the worst player alive, that you deserve to uninstall the game, and, you know, maybe pursue a career in Overcooked 2. But when you're playing Rocket League for the first time after a whole month break, you don't have very high expectations for yourself, so if you do just play reasonably well, you're probably thinking, wow, I'm so naturally gifted at this game, I'm incredible. I'm definitely going to be a professional Rocket League player one day, because I've not even practiced and look how good I am. So that's probably something I subscribe to that idea. Overcooked is a goated game. Yeah, it's definitely really fun. I like that game. But yeah, you're probably just happier to be decent when you've taken a big break than you are less happy to be decent after practicing a bunch. It is fresh though to take a break and then come back. Sometimes you can see the game with a kind of new perspective, especially after going to a big Rocket League event. I think you can sometimes, or you know, watching a big Rocket League event with a bunch of inspiring plays made by world-class players, you can come back and play ranked and think, wow, maybe one day I can be Yan, and then actually you're stuck in Champ 3 and everybody's triple committing and you realize you're never going to be Yan. It's a very love-hate relationship. Definitely a roller coaster of emotions being a Rocket League player. Apparently Dave, thanks to the Prime. Welcome back to the channel. Or welcome to the channel, I should say. I've been playing a bit of ranked recently myself, and I feel like I don't know if this is just me, but yeah, after the new season, a lot of people don't play their placements. I played my placements and I got Grand Champ 1. Congratulations me. But I've noticed that the biggest thing, or the biggest change at least, from more recent seasons, at least in my opinion, very nice save there from Jack. Look how he's kept possession by hitting the post. I think that the biggest difference is that backboard just seems to be really open now, and nobody defends the backboard. Everybody just defends infield passes. They just assume that everything's going to be an infield pass and they cut it off. I don't know if that's just me though. I feel like infield passes just don't really work that much in ranked. because goalkeepers and defenders prefer to cut them off rather than defend shots and backboards. Yeah, Jack's definitely given up on this game by the looks of things. Toxic got a good start, and Jack hasn't really had that fight in him to come back and try and sweep. Finish the sweep, I should say, unless this is it starting just now. I mean, he does still have plenty of time. I think he will definitely go for it now that he's got a reset like this. It didn't work out all that well. Bit too low on the ball as he landed on it. But yeah, I'm pretty sad about the current state of the metagame in ranked 3s in Europe after the season reset. It's pretty much just all ball chasing and battering the ball off whatever wall you happen to be facing. No real direction. Right, Jack calls GG's in game 3. So let's get into the next one. GC1 gets worse every season because of MMR inflation. I don't know if that's necessarily true, because the ranks that the top players are getting seem to stay pretty much the same every season. I'm not sure what the solution is. A lot of people say that the solution is to do a hard reset. Now, hard resets are fun for... I like hard resets, so that's when everybody's rank goes back to really low. But I think for the majority of the Rocket League community, hard reset is not that enjoyable, because if you're not, a top 1% player, so basically if you're the other 99% of players, then you're just going to get completely steamrolled by someone in a lot of your lobbies. Like, when I play against like a really, really good player at the start of a season in a lobby, it's fun for me. I usually place into GC1 every season, and then at some point in the season get GC2, and then depending if I play with my low rank friends or not, I'll either finish off with that or go back down to GC1 again. But as a player at that kind of level, running into pros is enjoyable, because at least you can play the game, or at least I feel like you can play the game. You're a part of the game. But if you're any lower, if you're just like low champ or below, I feel like it's probably not that fun to run into a pro, because there's nothing you can do. You're just not quite fast enough yet. Like, since there is a speed cap in Rocket League, supersonic speed cap, I think that once you get into like, GC, high GC1, low GC2, that kind of rank, let's just say GC2 is probably like the moment where at least now you can play the game. Even if you're still losing, you can still enjoy the game. But any lower than that, you don't even touch the ball, so it's probably not that enjoyable. Some people will like getting completely annihilated by a pro, even if they're in plat. But I mean, when I watch a pro in a plat or a diamond lobby, like, it's just, they just dribble the ball around and nobody else gets a touch. At least when they're up against like low grand champs, there are players to outplay. Now that might be a hot take. I don't know if that's just me, but I enjoy playing against really good players. Probably not that enjoyable for the majority of the Rocket League community though. Yeah, that's why I really like playing Twitch Rivals, because I feel like even though I'm the worst player on my team every time, I do still get to play the game and get to be an impact in some way. But if you're like, I think if you're gold or plat, you're gonna have zero impact. Like, absolutely none. It just won't be fun. I can't see how it'd be fun. Alright, Toxic's really on a roll here. Jack's got to be careful. Jack's got to be very, very careful. He experimented with a ton of really weird kickoffs earlier on in the series, and now's the time to show that was worth experimenting with. Now's the time to show that he learned something. Great fight for the mid boost there. Jack comes away with it. Quick bounce dribble and a chip shot into the top corner. Perfect technique from Jack. It's the good old-fashioned bounce dribble, and the key here is that as soon as you cut into the ball to be underneath it, you have to side flip. So if you can steer left into the ball there and get it up on the front end of your car, or steer right into it and get it up on the front end of your car. Oh my days, Toxic has just missed the worst open net I've ever seen in my life. What has he done? What on earth was that? Jack's gonna reverse dribble to try and punish him. He might still have a chance at this, actually. Nah, not enough height. I like the idea there from Jack, though. In fact, I think that reverse dribbling with ball cam on looks to be a better strategy than reverse dribbling with ball cam off. So you have better vision of what your opponent's doing. You can really see over the top of the ball. It's kind of hacking, but Jack wasn't able to get the right idea there. Tried to air dribble in. That's exactly what Toxic was countering. Of course, reverse dribbling into a flick is pretty all in. You do land very far forward, so he probably didn't want to do that as well. Well, Jack's perfectly timed the boost respawn, but what he didn't do is defend the net. Toxic's going to be glad to see that. Oh, Jack could definitely have gone there. He could have been up in the air, could have had a block on that. Alright, here we go. Jack with a half flip kickoff, and now the race begins. Can he catch up with Toxic? No, he can't. Toxic's countered it. I said that Jack might not go back to this strategy because Toxic almost countered it first try. Well, second try, he did counter it. And then he gave away the ball, and Jack scores. A lot of mistakes in this matchup that are really uncharacteristic. I mean, Toxic has just completely lost control there and then committed to the play anyway. I mean, usually when high-level players lose control of an air dribble, they bail out for a simple catch or a 50-50 or something. Maybe a ground pinch. But he just went for the outplay there, which is pretty nonsensical. Attempted sidewall demo from Toxic, misses. Jack was ready to see it coming. Flip resets on, but saved. Jack with a smart touch on the ball there. That gives him time to get boost and turn to pressure the ball. Toxic flicked early to counter him, and he's going to have a big chance here. Top shelf shot's good. No mistakes from Toxic on that play. Made life awkward for Jack. Jack tried to get a big clear there. Maybe even a goal given the fact that Toxic was stealing a boost, but I think at that speed it would have been pretty tough to get enough pace in the shot to score. But that's what he went for. He went for an extremely small touch on the ball there, a glancing blow to take as little power off the ball as possible. In fact, add a ton to it. Like I said though, when your car's moving that slowly, you're not going to get as much pace on those redirects. It's a good early move there from Jack, but Toxic was in position to counter it once again, and he's countered Jack's move and counter-attack to score his 6th goal as the reverse sweep continues. Just over a minute left for Jack to work with. It's not going well for him right now. Toxic is starting to flex those kickoff muscles that we talked about previously. Oh, that's a great move by Toxic. Jack's going to park up in front of him. He's trying to get Toxic to push him into the corner boost. Is it going to work? He's trying to line up actually to break away from him here. Jack picking up a 12 boost pad there as Toxic continues to push him into the midfield. Can Jack turn Toxic around here and get him out of position? It looks like Toxic is going to commit to this strategy. And with 37 seconds left, Jack really has to think about where does he want to be angling Toxic. He looks like he's trying to indeed steer Toxic into pushing him into the corner boost, but now no, just going for more 12 pads. Jack continuing to build up a boost advantage here. You'll notice that because Toxic is the one pushing Jack, he's never going to get a boost that they drive over the top of. Not a lot of time left for Jack though. I think he might have miscalculated this. He's definitely building up a boost advantage for himself, but it's not going to be enough. As the time ticks down, Jack will have to settle for a game 5. What on earth am I watching? I had to sweaty cast that one for the clip, but yeah, that was absolutely ridiculous. What was that? Absolutely brilliant. Oh, I don't know if I saved the replay in time. Wait, what have I done? Wait, what? I like double loaded. Bindroy, thanks for the Prime. Welcome to the channel. I'm glad that you picked that moment to Prime sub. Good job not breaking the cast. It's one of my favorite things to do, is just continue to try hard cast complete nonsense. I really wish that there was a more reliable way to have bronze only tournaments in the game. Like every time I try and do one, there's just smurfs everywhere. If we could have reliable bronze only tournaments in Rocket League, I would 1,000,000% cast those. Oh, what a shot. Ceiling reset from the ground. Air dribble from Jack. And then a top corner shot as well. Yeah, Psionics, please give us reliable bronze tournaments that actually have bronze players in them instead of every tournament just being full of smurfs. 'Cause the issue is, if I make a tournament in the in-game tournament system, then the only people who see it are people watching my stream, and most of the people watching my stream are not bronze, so they're just going to log on like a new account and then smurf in the tournament. It's not fun for anyone. But if there were just like, imagine that there were just spectator slots in the like you know how there's tournaments that you can make yourself, but then there's also the tournaments that you can just queue up for that happen like twice a day. I wish that there were just spectator slots in those tournaments. Like, imagine I could just like click spectate on a real bronze tournament that I've not created myself. It's just one of the in-game ones. Oh, that would be so much fun. That would be so much fun. I would do that every single day. I would do like Bronze Mondays, Silver Tuesdays, Gold Wednesdays. Psionics, please. I've been practicing for this for years. I've been casting bot games. I've been casting RLBS. I've been casting Ludwig vs. Atra. I've got so much practice casting these games. I'm ready. I am so ready. Well, after a ridiculous game number 4, Jack's actually playing very solid defense at the moment. He's scared Toxic away from the mid boost grab there. Gonna get a second goal for himself. And keep Toxic scoreless for almost 2 minutes at the same time. Toxic could have actually grabbed that mid boost, I think. He looked like he might have been enough. Well, it was very close. See, Toxic's scared that if he steers into the mid boost, he's gonna get demoed. But it looked like he might have been able to just gently steer left without being demoed there, because it didn't look like there was enough of an angle between Jack and Toxic for it to count as a demo, even though Jack was in position to do it. I think they were driving in similar directions, so it probably would have just squared the two cars up alongside each other. Yeah, that's like, maybe, is that the new top of my list? That might be the new top of my list for like Psionics pleases. Jack's a bit early for the mid boost respawn there. Tried to get it as it appeared and didn't time it correctly. Toxic's missed another open net though, so it's all fine. Toxic really is kind of making a name for himself as an open net miss extraordinaire. Oh, Jack's committing for this. Wow. No respect for Toxic's backboard defense, and now he's missed an open net as well. Or has he? Yes, he has. He's missed it again. Jack and Toxic couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat. That is embarrassing. Still fine for Jack though. He's in a good position. Tries to get the corner boost. Accidentally pushes Toxic into it. Toxic had to use a ton of boost to get back to the ball here though. Bails out of the reset attempt. Jack shows him how it's done, and then doesn't use his either. It's looking like a bit of a clown fiesta at the moment. Both players trying to mind game each other. And it's kind of working. I mean, they're definitely confused. I can guarantee you that. Both players are confused at what to do against each other. Unfortunately, I think that they're equally confused at what to do with themselves. Toxic would have loved to have just 12 boost there to accelerate. Picked it up, and not quickly enough. Still enough to threaten Jack, who wants a fight in the back corner. Toxic's got the boost advantage though, so Jack has to be careful. Toxic fakes a challenge. Extremely close. Jack tried to follow through for the demo there. And like I said before, Jack is always on the lookout for his opponent jumping, for his opponent dodging. Can he add to his 1-goal lead? Reset is good for Jack. Plays low. Toxic stays low enough to get the save on it. He's managing his boost as well as he can here, but this is a tricky position. Jack is coming inside onto him. This is what Jack wants. He wants Toxic to be awkwardly lacking momentum as the clock ticks down. One of the lowest scoring games that you'll see in 1v1. Bear in mind, game 1 of this series was 10-9. This time Jack does time the mid boost respawn correctly. Toxic's faked a ceiling challenge, jumps back onto the wall. Has Jack committed? Not really. Does send a shot on net, but it's enough to force a poor save from Toxic. He's lunging into the back corner, does not clip Jack on the landing. The ball remains firmly in Jack's control. He's got a good angle for a flick here, but Toxic has timed his arrival perfectly. Open net is good. Toxic's done it. I thought for a second there that he'd hit the bar, but this time he makes good on the open net, and what an important one it was. Only 18 seconds left, only 1 goal to his name. Can he get the possession off the kickoff like he has for the majority of today? Not this time. Jack comes away with it, but Toxic's right behind him. At least faked the presence before backing off into the corner. Now fake the challenge. Jack wants to lift it into him. Toxic makes a touch, but it's not enough. Jack compromised his position by guarding the ball's path And by the time Toxic jumped to save it, it was just too late. He had too much momentum into his own goal, and the ball swiftly followed him. 6 seconds left. Toxic needs a goal again. He goes for the delayed kickoff. It's into the sidewall, but in the wrong half. Jack's got the win here if he wants it. He does. I thought he might own goal. It's been that kind of show match, but this time he decides to play seriously and take the win. 5 games needed for Jack. After a strong start, he had to go the distance. But even with a little bit of trolling, you can see he's really blossomed as a content creator as of late, making content and clips in the middle of a match.